Magandang gabi mga kaibigan, mga kababayan, mga kapatid. Isa pong paksa ang pag-uusapan natin ngayong gabi, kung saan nabalita po na di umano ang ating Pangulo ay bukas sa pagtakbo ng sa 2022 bilang pangalawang Pangulo ng kanyang anak na si Sara Duterte. So ibig po sabihin, kung magkatotoo yan, Duterte tandem sa 2022. Ang katanungan po dito, kung totoo bang ito ay pwedeng magkakatotoo. Una po, sa panig po ni Sara Duterte as presidential candidate, ang nagpahayag po ay si Congressman Joey Salcida, kung saan sinabi nito na 100% natitiyak niya base sa kanilang usapan ni Sara na tatakbong Pangulo si Sara Duterte. And it has been few days ago na wala pong denial o walang confirmation sa bahagi ni Sara Duterte. So, we take it in a positive way, na ibig po sabihin, totoo nga, malaking posibilidad, it could be 100% na tatakbo si Sara. Ngayon, just today, sinabi naman po ni Secretary Panilo that the President is open for running as Vice President kung mayroong popular demand to do so. So, ang ibig po sabihin niyan, Secretary Panilo would not be announcing without being sure that the President would run as Vice President if there is a popular demand to that effect. At ang tanong po, magkakaroon nga ba ng popular demand? Well, it appears po na susuportahan ito ng masa at hihilingin ng kanyang mga supporters na tumakbo si Digong bilang Vice President ng kanyang anak na si Sara Duterte. So kung magkaganon po, Duterte tandem. Ano po ang kagandahan nito? Well, with Sara as President and Digong as Vice President, the Duterte legacy that has been started by President Duterte will definitely be continued by Sara with the support of her father in the person of Rodrigo Roa Duterte as Vice President. So magkakaroon po ng very, very close cooperation at sigurado po na ang pagtutulungan ng mag-ama ay malaking tulong po sa ating bansa. So definitely, this would be a very good tandem, and this would be what the Filipino masses wanted to have for 2022. Kaya po inaasahan natin na matuloy ito at mukhang matutuloy naman po. Kapag nagkaganon po, magiging lalo pong mapaparalyze ang opposition. Mawawala na po lalo sila ng opsyon. Even if it will be curfew ang ilalaban nila. Sapagkat sa ganitong tandem, mukhang wala pong papatol na seryoso na opposition. Unless it will be Antonio Carpio President and Crispo Vice President. Kung sakali, yun lang ang medyo pwede na lang ipantapat. Even then, mangangamuti po ang opposition. Actually, kahit sinong itatapat nila, mangangamuti. So, this is a good development which is most likely to happen. As of now, we believe it 90% possibility. Kaya po, binabati natin dito ang mga kababayan nating mga Pilipino. At sana po ipakita natin ang solid support bilang DDS o Duterte supporters. Sa ibang balita naman po, dinismiss ng Justice Committee of the Lower House ang impeachment complaint laban kay Supreme Court Associate Justice Marvick Leonin for lack of substance. Kasi ang sabi po ng Justice Committee, ang mga aligasyon ng complainant dito sa impeachment complaint ay binase lamang sa mga report sa pahayagan at karamihan ng mga attachment ay mga Xerox, which according to the judgment of the Justice Committee of the Lower House, the allegations in effect are hearsay, which is not worth acting upon based on the rules on impeachment of the House of Representatives, according to which the allegation must be of personal knowledge of the complainants. Pero dito sa nangyari na kung saan ibinase lamang sa mga reports, which means the complainant has no personal knowledge of those allegations, the same having been adopted only from reports. So sabi ng Justice Committee, hearsay yan. Hindi dapat natin aksyonan. And therefore, it was dismissed. Ngayon, ang tanong po rito, ano ang implication? Well, sa atin pong paniniwala, this is good in the sense that the Justice Committee of the lower house has acted judiciously, prudently, thereby dismiss the complaint for lack of substance. Alam niyo po kasi, ang impeachment is more a political in nature. Pagdating po yan sa Kongreso, kung iyon po halimbawa ay ipinasa ng Justice Committee at nadala sa plenary, ang botohan sa plenary will be more on numbers na lang. According to the Constitution, when 1/3 of the total membership of the House approve it, then it will become an article of impeachment to be submitted to the Senate for trial, with the senators acting as impeachment judges. So pagdating po sa plenary yan, hindi na yan na i-evaluate ng husto kung ito ba talaga ay tama o mali. Basta kalimitan, it becomes a political in nature wherein it will be judged by numbers, which is most probably it can easily be obtained 1/3. It is a matter of about 100 plus votes by the congressman for the complaint to constitute an article of impeachment. So, ang ibig po sabihin niyan, the Supreme Court will always be under threat of being impeached for no good reason at all. Kaya mabuti na lang po ang Justice Committee. Karamihan po niyan mga abogado, mga congressman, abogado. Ini-evaluate nila. Ito talaga this will be the first evaluation of the complaint as to whether it is sufficient to inform in substance. So itong itong complaint po laban kay Associate Justice Marvic Leonin, the fact that it was dismissed. So somehow, ito po ay magbibigay ng assurance sa Supreme Court na hindi masyadong o na hindi pinopolitika ng Kongreso ang Supreme Court in terms of threat for impeachment. Malaking bagay po ito kasi nung panahon po ni Chief Justice Corona, kung saan na-impeach po ang dating Chief Justice, na ibig po sabihin dahil lamang sa politika for Congress to satisfy President Noynoy Aquino, the impeached Chief Justice Corona without legal basis. The judgment was purely based on conjecture and opinion of the senators, judges. At sa lower house pa lang, hindi na rin na-evaluate ng Justice Committee masyado dahil nga sa pressures pressures by the President, then Noynoy Aquino, na pagbutuhan yon at pagdating sa Senado, kahit mayroong training, mayroong impeachment trial, pero makikita po natin during the trial na talagang it was more of mistrial than actual trial. Yet, the Chief Justice was convicted na, at hindi lamang yun, after that, nagbanta pa Kongreso that there were more associate justices to be impeached. At in fact, we believe that the subsequent action of Supreme Court in declaring unconstitutional the DAP and PDAP of then President Aquino was a retaliation on the part of the judiciary against both the legislative and the executive conspiring to impeach Supreme Court Justice Chief Justice Corona. So yun po yung gante ng Supreme Court kung saan dineklara nitong unconstitutional ang mga pork barrel, yung DAP at PDAP ng Kongreso. And besides, pag upo ni Pangulong Duterte noong 2016, the Supreme Court by quo warranto proceeding removed from office Chief Justice Sereno, who was the appointee of President Noynoy Aquino before Noynoy Aquino left the presidency. Mismong mga justices ng Supreme Court nagkaisa na tanggalin si Chief Justice Sereno. Hindi na nila pinadaan sa Kongreso. Rather, it was a unique proceeding filed by Solicitor General Calida, alleging that there was no valid appointment as to Chief Justice Sereno because of violation to submit his SALIN or statement assets and liabilities, because Corona was convicted due to the fact that in his SALIN he did not Corona did not include in his SALIN his dollar accounts. It was the basis of his impeachment. But the question is, was it a violation of the law? Well, we believe that it was not. Because under the statutory construction, the special law prevails over the general law. And the general law was the law on statement of assets and liabilities, according to which all assets and liabilities of a government official has to be stated. But according to dollar law account, it would be discretionary upon the declarant to declare his dollar account in his to declare in his SALIN. And Corona did not declare it. Therefore, because the dollar account being the special law prevails, then in effect, Corona did not violate the SALIN law. Nevertheless, because of politics, because of pressures upon the Senate by the executive department with Benigno Aquino as president, just the same, Corona was convicted. The reason given by the senator was that if it would be allowed for any public officer to not to declare his dollar account in the SALIN, then in effect it would be tolerating public officers to commit corruption by hiding his dollar account in terms of not including it in his SALIN. That was the reasoning given. But that was not a violation of the law. If that was the reason, then the Senate or Congress would have first amended the dollar account law by saying that if you were a public officer, you should include your dollar account in the SALIN as a matter of an exception to the rule, that it would be discretionary for the declarant to declare his dollar account. Pero wala namang ganong provision pa. At kung ma-amend man ang batas with its prospectivity, that would not cover Corona anymore. So, in effect, talagang matter of politics. At itong kay dismissal of the impeachment complaint against Leonen, Associate Justice Leonen, the confidence of the system on the part of the Supreme Court will be restored. Kumbaga, makikita ngayon na itong Congress it's no longer acting by mere politics. Rather, it really acted based on the merits, and that is a good development because that shows stability of the system. Kaya maganda po ito. We take this opportunity to salute the Justice Committee members of the incumbent House of Representatives. Maganda po ang nangyari. Nagpapatunay na bumalik ang tamang sistema. Wala nang politika, or the politics is practically out of consideration in this impeachment complaint proceeding against Marvick Leonen. Kaya napakaganda po. Sa isa naman pong sa isa naman pong balita na kung saan ah, sinasabi po tungkol po dito sa bakuna na mayroon daw pong bakuna na malapit nang mag-expire kung hindi ito magagamit. Well, of course, dapat ang DOH ay gawa ng paraan na huwag po itong masayang sapagkat malaking pera po ang ginagamit ng gobyerno dito. Kaya po nananawagan tayo na magawa ng paraan po yan sapagkat sayang. At alam naman natin na talagang lubhang kailangan. Ngayon po itong proposal ni Senator Villanueva, di natin alam kung may pagkabakla ito si Villanueva. Ay kailangan daw for commercial purposes magsama ito si Pangulong Duterte at si Leni Robredo magpabakuna o i-promote ang pagpapabakuna. Well, Villanueva, minsan ka lang magsalita ay wala pang laman yung sinasabi mo. In the first place, bakit dapat yan? Eh, mga tao na nga pumipila para magpabakuna. Binubulang mo lang ang administrasyon. Gusto mo lang i-promote si Robredo. Samantalang ito si Robredo, simula pa, wala nang ginawa kundi atakihin ang programa ng administrasyon tungkol dito sa bakuna. Una, nung wala pang bakuna, ang sinasabi, napakabagal, walang ginagawa ang administrasyon na magkaroon ng bakuna. Nung nagkaroon ng bakuna, ang first batch na dumating, yung Sinovac, galing China, ang sabi ni Robredo, hindi dapat yung gamitin kasi wala pang certification ng council. At wala siyang tiwala dyan. Ganun pa man ginamit ng administrasyon. Nung wala namang naging epekto at nang dumami na ang bakuna, nakita na palpak yung kanilang mga kritisismo laban sa gobyerno. Ito na naman, kailangan magpabakuna sabay o magkaroon ng photoshoots para sa dalawa, Presidente Duterte at Vice President Robredo, para i-promote ang bakuna. Eh, paanong i-promote mo? Kulang nga. Dahil ang mga tao pumipila na para magpabakuna. So, hindi na po kailangan yung ganong komersyal. Pero nang tinanggihan ito ng Malacanang, ang sagot ni Robredo, inuuna pa ng Malacanang ang pamumulitika kaysa gawin yung panukala ni Villanueva na magsama sila ni President Duterte at ni Robredo dito sa komersyal. Ang take note, mismong galing kay Vice President Robredo yung salita na dapat hindi inuuna ng Malacanang ang pamumulitika sapagkat tinanggihan nito ang alok ni Villanueva na sila ay magsama ng ating Pangulo sa photoshoots. Sa bagay po, wala naman talagang kumbaga mababaw namang dahilan yan. Pero ang hindi lang maganda rito, nakikita natin yung larong politika, lahat ng bagay, all the time, pinopolitika ng opposition. Yan po ang pangit doon, na parang gustong magpalusot. At yun din naman ang tinatanggihan natin, that huwag nila tayong paglaruan. Yun lang po ang ibig sabihin. Kasi alam naman natin kung ano yung kanilang ginagawa. Anyway, for the moment po, wakasan natin ang ating talakayan ngayong gabi. Maraming salamat, and as a token of support, we invite to subscribe our YouTube channel, ang ating paninindigan sa napapanahong isyu ng lipunan. Muli, maraming salamat at magandang gabi.